Hello, my name is Chrissy Hodges. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I talk all things OCD, in particular Pure OCD, which is the community name for individuals who live with intrusive thoughts and mental rituals. It's also the name of my memoir, Pure OCD, The Invisible Side of Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. I'm a certified peer support specialist working with people all over the world, normalizing and supporting individuals working toward recovery with OCD. I can also provide referrals for therapists anywhere in the world. Also, NoCD and OCD is an app. Inside their app, you can connect with people who have OCD. There's all kinds of resources. They also do telehealth with ERP therapy. So if that's something you're looking for, head on over to treatmyocd.com. You are in my new office. I moved my office downstairs over the holiday, and it's been awesome to have a little bit of work-life balance. I can leave the office and go upstairs and be in the house, and down here is work. So that's been nice. As you see, of course, I have the bananas still here. You know me, I always have a topic for videos. I don't tonight. I've been thinking about this for the last week or so. What topic do I want to do? What do I want to talk about on my next video? And not that I don't have all kinds of topics to talk about, but for some reason in the last few weeks, I've gotten a lot of messages from you over email or on social media. People are struggling recently. You know, it's after the holidays, it's the new year, it's cold. People tend to just kind of feel bad this time of year, and including yours truly. I've had a tough couple weeks here. Anxiety wise, a little depression, which is always scary. And so I just wanted to talk tonight a little bit about some of the common things that we experience when we're having OCD, mainly just so you can feel less alone. If you haven't listened to the latest OCD Stories episode where I was on, it was a few weeks ago. It dropped on Christmas Eve, and it talks about shame as a barrier to treatment for OCD when doing ERP. This is not shameless self-promotion. This just is, I think you'll find it interesting. If you've struggled in ERP, or if you have dealt with so much shame when it comes to your theme, Stu and I talked a lot on that podcast about how taboo, repugnant, intrusive thoughts can really cause a lot of shame, which gets in the way of effective treatment. And not only does it get in the way of effective treatment, it can get in the way of anything and everything in your life when you're dealing with these intrusive thoughts. And that's what I wanted to share tonight. I have no notes. I have no nothing. Tonight, I just wanted to share with you some common things that all of us have gone through when we live with OCD, intrusive thoughts. Remember, this is not specific to any sort of sub-theme. This can apply to anything. I may use themes as examples, but that doesn't mean that I'm excluding yours. When I get stories from you and I do peer support and I listen to what you've been through, it reminds me so much of what I went through so many years ago. You see me up here doing videos, and you probably think to yourself, she never suffers, that part of her life is over, but those memories are still there. That trauma is still there. I sometimes think about what I struggled with years and years ago when I had no idea this was OCD because we had no internet back then. And I think to myself, how in the fuck did I survive that for as long as I did? Having no information, have no way of being able to normalize that I am not a monster with this disorder. And a lot of the things that I experienced are a lot of the things that you experience. It was like I had two sides to myself. There was the Chrissy that everybody knew and saw every day, that I pledged to myself, I will make sure I am social and successful and that people think that everything is okay with me. I will work really hard at that so no one knows what's really going on inside of me. Because to me, for people to know that I would not think that they would love me, or they wouldn't know who I was, because to a degree, when you have intrusive thoughts and they are so pervasive for so many years, you feel like you don't know who you are. You feel like you've lost yourself. And that's what I felt like. And then there was this loss of connection. I felt like I could connect to people, but they never knew who I was, because they never knew the real Chrissy, which involved these horrible intrusive thoughts. And because I was at a place in my life then that I refused to disclose them, that was a sense of doom for me. I'll never connect to anybody. No one will ever know who I am. And that was lonely and terrifying. Now I know that out of that also can breed confession. I'm going to confess every single thing that I say to somebody, just so they know exactly what's going on, so then they can accept me for who I am. And that's also not a helpful strategy, because it is compulsive. So it can go in all different kinds of directions. But for me, it was stay as silent as you can. And I am telling you, I lived in utter isolation for years. But everybody around me thought that my life was fantastic. They had no idea the degree to which I was suffering, the degree to which sometimes I would experience depression, having no idea it was depression. Remember, I didn't have internet back then. I couldn't just Google, what is this feeling? So I didn't know that this is what being depressed was. I just thought this is a byproduct of not being true to my intrusive thoughts, which I was terrified of because I didn't want them. So there's so many factors when it comes to living with this and hiding this from people, feeling disconnected, feeling like no one's ever going to know who you really are, which I'm going to tell you, your intrusive thoughts are not who you really are. That is some assurance for you, and I need you to hear that. These are a product of OCD. They are not a product of you. I know that's hard to believe. I know that you're going to sit here and go, oh, for me, it's different. And then you're also going to go, but it's different for me because I feel it. I felt it too. I still feel it. I get physical symptoms of OCD a lot. And when the physical stuff happens, you go, this cannot be disordered, because now it's physical, and that is proof. And that's one of the other traps that we live with. I'm not going to seek help because it's physical now, and that must be proof. I'm not going to seek help because what if I tell someone this and they say, well, if you're having physical symptoms, that means it's real. What if I seek help and they don't believe that this is OCD, even though I'm telling them that I've watched videos or I've read articles or I've seen this online, and someone says maybe your intrusive thoughts are true? These are all the reasons we're so scared to tell people. We're scared to tell our loved ones. We're scared to tell professionals, because this is a disorder that's misunderstood, and not a lot of people know about intrusive thoughts. So it is scary to think, oh no, what if I find out? I was saying the other day, working with a client, we work so hard when we are struggling to search to find out that this is OCD, to find some relief, then only to engage in searching to find out we're the ones that really don't have OCD. So then the search changes. It changes to, what if I'm the one person that doesn't have it? And I saw all these stories, and they're not like mine. Their intrusive thoughts aren't like mine. Their compulsions aren't like mine. I must be different. I'm the one. Almost everybody I meet with struggles with this. I struggled with this. When I finally found effective treatment way back in the day, in 1998, I was terrified to go. So I want you to hear me say that. If you're scared, I was terrified. I was terrified of what I was going to find out. I was terrified of what the therapist was going to say. I was terrified at the end of therapy I would find out this wasn't OCD and this was real, and I would have to be forced to live some life that my intrusive thoughts were telling me is what I really wanted. I would say the benefit for me was not having the internet, because I didn't know anything about the treatment. I didn't have a way to look it up and say, oh, this is what I'm going to have to do, and building up all the fears around that. I just went into therapy and had an authentic experience, which is what I try to inspire people to do when they come to me looking for referrals and peer support and are going to treatment. Therapy is an authentic experience for you. Anything and everything that you read on the web is going to twist and turn in OCD's favor. But I want you to know that that is completely normal. It's okay to feel scared to seek treatment. It's okay to be scared to watch these videos or contact me or contact people that you trust in the community to talk to. It's okay. We all have felt that way. So tonight, those are just the things that came to mind that I wanted to share with you. I have been through everything that you're going through. Living with OCD for 12 years, undiagnosed, untreated, having no idea this was OCD because there were no resources back then at all. I know what it is like. I know how lonely it can get. That's why I do these videos. So at 3 a.m., when you feel like the world is completely dark and there's no one that understands, I hope you can turn these videos on and you can hear me telling you, I know. And thousands of people around the world, we all know too. You are not walking this earth alone with these intrusive thoughts that make you feel like a monster, that make you feel terrified, that make you feel like you don't know who you are. You are you. OCD doesn't change that. Sure, the trauma of living with OCD can change your worldview. It can change the way that you view the life, but it won't change the core of who you are. Don't believe it. I don't believe it about myself, and you and I are no different. Happy New Year. I know it's a little past New Year, but I'm going to be with you through this entire year, talking you through all of the tough topics for OCD, helping you to know that you're not alone. And by you being here, it helps me know I'm not alone either. I'll see you next time.